All right, let's just get right into it. I did not mean to leave you guys hanging this long. I'm still getting follows and messages like this one, which was literally like a day before Thanksgiving, from my videos that I have posted. If you're new here, I had a VBAC after 4 C-sections 2 years ago. I have the videos pinned on my page. I have part 2 and there's 2 parts of part 3 I have pinned on my page. To find part 1, if you go to just part 2, go to the comments, you'll find part 1. And with me being pregnant again with my 6th child, I just needed to get this birth story out so that I can take you along for the birth of this baby and how that's going to go this time. I'm going to pick right back up. So on the last video, which is the second part of part 3, I left off where I found an OB who was going to allow me to try to have a VBAC after 4 C-sections. So also sorry for the quality. I plan to do this in the daytime, but I just wanted to go ahead and get this video out so I can get other videos out and just get this one out the way. So my appointments with this OB were amazing. Like, we were never just in and out. He would make sure that I'm still exercising, make sure I'm still eating healthy. He would always, like every appointment, he told me success stories of VBACs he did for women who had had 3 C-sections, because that's what he was known for. I would be the first patient to have a VBAC after 4 C-sections. He also did all my ultrasounds. So like in the room was the ultrasound equipment, like everything. So I didn't have to go anywhere else. He did my ultrasounds himself at all my appointments, and he just wanted to make sure that everything was good, just in case anything arose that would actually detour our plan. That's why I had the ultrasounds at every appointment with him. All right, so I don't want to spend too much time just saying how amazing he was, because he is quite amazing. I've had about 5 OBs, and he is by far the best. I will say that the one I had when I was going for a VBAC in 2019, she was amazing also. He is by far overall the best OB I've had. So on Thursday, July 28th, I was 2 centimeters dilated. I was 40 weeks and 6 days. I had been at 1 centimeter for about 2 weeks. So that day I was scheduled to be induced. So that's how I knew I was 2 centimeters when I went in. So he was going to induce me with the Foley bulb. I will say that during my pregnancy, I never entertained the idea of being induced. It wasn't something I was just looking forward to. I knew you had to be really careful when inducing after having multiple C-sections, but I did feel comfortable because, again, he did induce his patients who had the VBACs after 3 C-sections. So this was a Thursday. I was 40 weeks and 6 days. He did offer to let me wait until that Sunday to see if I wanted to labor on my own, but I didn't want to risk him not being able to deliver my baby because I knew he was going on vacation. And the thing about that also, I've had doctors in the past who were going on vacation, so they definitely wanted to schedule my C-section, but it was not like that with him. He never once said, we should do this C-section since I'll be going on vacation next week. What he said was, if I'm gone, there might be a doctor who would let you, but there's no guarantee. And I've been in that situation before, so I didn't want that to happen. So I went ahead with being induced because I wanted him to have the opportunity to have his first VBAC after 4 C-sections as a practicing physician. And I say practicing physician because he told me in his clinicals they did do a lot of VBACs after 4 C-sections. So around noon was when I had the Foley bulb put in. I will say that it was not painful. Like before that, I was so scared because I heard so many stories of it being so painful, but it was like a tiny bit of pressure, but no pain. So within 10 minutes after the Foley bulb being inserted, I began to have contractions. My OB was an hour away from us, so the plan was to leave his office, go back home, and then go back to the hospital around 9 p.m. that night. So we went home, I cooked, we ate, we had dinner, and then we ended up going to the hospital. And I will say, throughout this time, from like 12 p.m. to 9, 10, we got to the hospital around 10, my contractions were pretty consistent.